What is going on today, guys? Tomcat here, and today we are back in Forza Horizon 2 with the Fast and Furious Edition Supra in the main game instead of the Fast and Furious DLC. This thing, I have it up to, like, I believe it's like 1,450 horsepower. It's somewhere around the 1,400 mark, and it's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, it blows the tires off in every gear, but we're going to be drifting with it in a little bit, and I'm going to be kind of using this gameplay as a little bit of a backdrop to a couple things I wanted to talk about. Now, recently I posted an episode of one of my Spin Tires series, and or the new series that I've been doing, and I believe it's on the one with the hard work map. And I posted the last episode, and I got a lot of you guys commented saying that I missed an episode, and I went back and checked, and I actually did miss an episode. Now, my question to you guys is, do you want me to go ahead and post the previous episode that I missed, even though you guys have already seen the episode that followed after that? If you guys do, then let me know. And that drift was horrible. I usually never pull off drifts that bad. But, yeah, if you guys want me to go back and, jeez. Anyway, if you guys want me to go back and post that video, I'll be more than happy to do that. And if you still want to see it, even though it's slightly out of order. But, as far as my impressions go on this thing, I mean, I know I didn't do a big, you know, a big series on the Fast and Furious DLC, like, maybe as big of a series as, say, a couple of the other Forza YouTubers did, but, that's because I was focusing on a couple of other games at the time, and I don't know, I just had so much time wrapped up in other games like GTA at the time, that I didn't do the coverage on the Fast and Furious DLC that I wanted to do. And, I mean, I still really wanted to do it, but I was really wrapped up in doing a lot of other videos for, say, GTA, getting ready for the launch of that on PC, as well as doing a lot of Spin Tires stuff, because I communicate with the modding community in Spin Tires quite a lot. I'm in frequent contact with the top modders, and I'm just really invested in that game and that community. But that does not mean that I don't always want to get back to Forza. Forza is where my roots are. Forza is where a lot of your guys' roots are, and I feel like it's a game that you can always go back to. And like, it's like if you learned how to play Forza a while back and you haven't played it for a while, it's one of those games where you can jump back into it and kind of feel at home. Not like you have this, you know, ultra daunting game to learn again. You really, Speed 3? You couldn't have just stayed a little bit further to the left on that, huh? The thing is, though, with drifting this car with like 1,400 some odd horsepower, it can get a little hairy, but the nice thing about that is it can also give you immediate wheel spin whenever you want it, so you can pretty much drift it in every single gear at any speed, at any RPM. I mean, it's not picky. And ooh, we've gone off the road. Bring it back, thank you. Now, I feel like I could argue that, you know, say a drift car around 600 or 700 horsepower would be easier to drift than this because it's less twitchy and it's a little bit more predictable. I mean, like, in a car like that, you've got your gears that you know are going to break loose. You got your gears that you know are going to grip. In this car, every gear just breaks loose. I mean, let me put it in 6th gear. Turn into the corner, it builds boost, and then the back end kicks out. It's not even a joke whether or not you're going to get wheel spin. You're just going to get it everywhere. And that can kind of make it hard if you're doing pulls in this car in the rain. But it just depends on what you're doing with it. I mean, it's really a drag car, a straight line car, but you can take it and drift it if you want. This car doesn't really have a specific tune on it. It's just built. And I feel like I do that with a lot of my cars first, like just kind of first off, just to get a baseline idea of what I'm actually liking with them. Just because I feel like if you don't like the car and your base setup, like if you don't like it at all, then I mean you can try and tune it, but for the most part you're still not going to like that car. And that's what I like to do a lot with a lot of these, especially these high horsepower drift cars, is so I can get an idea of how the platform feels. I will leave the setup pretty much stock, except for maybe tire pressures, and I'll drift with that for a while, and I'll see how it feels, and over time I'll adapt my setup accordingly. But that car is always going to have its base characteristics, and when you get down to it, the base characteristics of a car, no matter how you tune it, the base characteristics are always going to be there. So you really have to like the base characteristics and be willing to deal with those basic characteristics, I think, before you start to dive into a massive tuning project with said car, because you're just gonna dislike the project afterwards if, you know, you put a bunch of time into it and, you know, you still don't like that car. So, let's see if we can get a little bit of a decent run. We're up to 32,000, again, with a ×6 multiplier. See if we can get, I don't know, around about 50,000 before final scoring. I'm not even going to try and work that out. I'm just going to try and drift. Now, also, there have been a couple of car vlogs that I've, well, not a couple, but there's one that I have kind of on the editing room floor right now that's getting put together for you guys. I've been trying to edit those a little bit more because they kind of get drawn out a little bit when you don't edit them. I mean, like, when you don't do some nice, you know, cuts and stuff like that, they tend to get a little bit drawn out, and it can get slightly less entertaining when you do that. High traffic cars. Woo, that was a little close. Keeping the back end around. Oh, God. That was just totally inertia sliding right there. I was at the point where I was like, I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm going to attempt it and see what happens. And sure enough, the car had enough momentum to bring itself back around. Excuse me. Woo, that was ridiculously close and scary. The rain certainly helps, though, with slidiness for sure. Inside of the corner. And again, I mean, a lot of cars you have to pick what gear you want to be in or what gear is the most effective. This thing, you just pick a gear and just redline the crap out of it, because that's what all your gears are going to do anyway. And you're almost always in boost. This car really never falls out of boost. It doesn't really have, like, I guess you could say, a range that it wants you to be in. It just, as long as you're above, like, 3,500 to 4,000 RPMs, you're pretty much good to go. And it's just always going to build boost and make boost, because that's just what these things do. These things are ridiculous. Get back to this side. Oh, come on, I lost it. The heck? Oh, because I was in second. And it was just redlining itself instead of building boost anymore. It ran out of gearing. Oh, God. I'll go this way. Haven't gone this way yet. That's going to be... Oh, my God. Wow. I cannot believe we didn't lose our points off of that. That was really close. Get sideways. We've gotten really lucky a couple times. We tapped a wall. We tapped a traffic car. Again, like I said, we've been getting really lucky that they haven't been taking our points. At a certain point, I'm going to just bank this score because it's a really, really... Oh, dear God, that was ridiculously close. But yeah, at some point, I'm going to just bank this score because I don't want to lose it. Because I've had some really good score streaks with drifting and then overcooked it and lost the drift and then lost everything, like lost all my points. But at the same time, I never want to bank the score because I'm always like, I could go higher, I could go higher, I could do more, I could do more. Don't you dare. No! Oh, that was my fault. I tried to avoid the car and overcorrected and went into a wall. Dang it! Jeez, okay. Well, tell you what, I'll come back with the next video I do, I will try to beat that score, and when we get to like 50,000 before the multiplier, or 60,000 before the multiplier, I'll bank that score. I'll bank that score, because I don't want to deal with that again. But, if you guys enjoyed this little update video, then don't forget to leave me a like, tell me in the comment section down below what you guys thought of it, and if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe for more, and I will see you guys in the next one. Talk to you guys later.